that God, seated on his throne, observes the Israelites suffering in Egypt with compassion. He calls upon Moses, his servant, commanding him to deliver his people from bondage. Moses confronts Pharaoh, demanding the release of the Israelites to serve their God. Pharaoh hesitates, defying God's command, which prompts him to send 10 plagues upon Egypt. Each plague demonstrates God's authority over Egyptian gods and nature. The plagues pave the way for the Israelites' liberation from bondage. As Moses stretched forth his hand, the waters of the Nile transformed into a river of blood, a grim omen of the trials to come. Throughout Egypt, the once life-giving waters now ran thick with death and despair. With the Nile fouled by blood, Egypt was besieged by a new torment, swarms of frogs invading every home and hearth. From the royal palace to the humblest hut, no corner was spared from the relentless onslaught. As the land teemed with frogs, a new plague descended upon Egypt's swarms of gnats or lice, infesting man and beast alike. From the highest officials to the lowliest laborers, all suffered beneath the relentless assault of these tiny tormentors. With each refusal to heed Moses' warning, Egypt faced a new plague. This time, swarms of flies descended upon the land, bringing disease and death in their wake. From the fields to the cities, the buzzing horde left devastation in its path. As the plagues intensified, Egypt was struck by a grievous blow, the sudden and inexplicable death of its livestock. From cattle to sheep, no creature was spared from the swift and merciless hand of divine retribution. With each passing plague, the suffering of the Egyptians grew more unbearable. Now, painful boils erupted on their skin, causing untold anguish and misery. From the highest echelons of society to the lowest, none were spared from the divine judgment. As the plagues raged on, Egypt was battered by a fearsome hailstorm, the likes of which it had never seen. From fields to cities, nothing escaped the wrath of the heavens, as hailstones rained down with unrelenting fury. With the land already ravaged by hail, Egypt faced yet another catastrophe. Swarms of locusts descended upon the fields, consuming every green thing in their path. As the crops vanished, famine loomed large on the horizon, casting a shadow of despair over the land. As the plagues reached their climax, Egypt was consumed by an all-encompassing darkness, a darkness so thick that it could be felt. For 3 long days, the sun refused to shine, casting the land into a realm of eternal night. In the final act of divine retribution, the firstborn of every household in Egypt was struck down by the hand of God. From the palace of Pharaoh to the humblest dwelling, death reigned supreme, leaving a trail of devastation in its wake. And so, through a series of miraculous events, God delivered his people from bondage, leading them out of the land of Egypt and into the promised land.